Hello, world, and welcome to Studio Day Heffrey and Studio Day Oxnard. I don't know what hotel,
Yeah.
but I'm Jeff, and that's Bryan Broaddus of 105.3 The Fan, who is already in Oxnard. I'll join him in a few days. He's got me a rollaway bed ready, he said he
hmm
got me a rollaway bed.
Yeah. Kind of
For a
old
chef.
school. Kind of old school. I mean, I tried my best, Jeff, to help you out with when I checked in. We got in last night about 2 a.m. So it was a long day of traveling. And so I asked the lady, real nice. I said, "Hey, can I get twin beds? Two beds?" And she says, "Oh no, we're booked up." Da 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 da. She said, "But we have a rollaway bed." And I thought, rollaway bed? This is very 1968. So yeah, I got a big rollaway bed right here to my right hand side, and
Dude,
so yeah, it looks comfortable enough. So
dude,
I mean, when you get done from the rudder room, you could come in and we can maybe roll you to the rudder room on the rollaway bed.
don't say when I am done at the rudder room like you're not going.
I will say this to be honest with you tonight. I had a chance to go to the rudder room, and now I'm recording with you. How about that? Does that
Or
mean anything?
Zach and Eric are over there.
I'm so jealous right now. James Slater's over there. Everybody's
Oh,
over
you
there.
could go. You could go. Rattle off
No,
three things from practice and get out
no,
of
no,
here.
no, no, man. I don't have a ride over there, man. So no, I'm good. No, happy to do this. Always happy to do this work with you, and we'll have plenty of days. But I am glad that glad you're coming in, and yeah, good first day. If you're wearing blue jerseys today, there were some
Which one?
white. There were some white jerseys that played well today, but there were a lot of blue jerseys that played well today.
Who was wearing blue?
Defense.
Oh, well, see.
Defense.
Okay.
Defense. I'm just
I
saying.
predicted
I'm
this.
just saying. I'm just
I
saying. No,
predicted
no,
this.
no. Hey, it's like an OTA mini camp practice with a little bit better weather and a little bit more intensity to it.
I mean, but they got. Okay, well, let's just go through it. Because, I mean, my thought was if CeeDee Lamb is
How did
not
it look
there,
from afar? How did it look from afar?
all I get to see is clips,
No, that's what I'm saying. How did it look from
right?
afar?
So I just see little isolated clips of, oh,
Yeah,
look, Jalen Tolbert made a catch. And, oh, look, here's whatever. Like, and,
yeah.
and my assumption was if they really are going to slow roll Guyton at left tackle, and like I know
hmm
what Chuma Edoga is, they know what Chuma Edoga
Yeah.
is. I don't think it makes any sense to play him at left tackle even on day one. Let the rookie get his reps. He's going to be playing. And no CeeDee Lamb. I figured the defense might kick their butt a little bit. I thought
I'll
that might
tell,
happen.
I'll tell you what though. The receiver battle that we kind of talked about, who would be the third receiver, turned into okay, who looked like the second receiver today, is what that turned into. And if this was a heavyweight fight, the three judges would have scored a draw between with Tolbert and what our guy Brooks
Brooks.
did. Yeah, and there was quality play from both players. Uh, Adjustments. You would appreciate the way that these kids adjusted to the football today. A couple balls thrown in some really good spots. Ball going down the field, with the exception of Trey Lance. Don't know if it was a little bit of nerves or hey, this is take it what take what they give you kind of a situation. But ball was with Cooper Rush, with Dak, vertical routes, seam routes. There was a little bit more of that coming from the veteran guys, and then with
I see what you're doing.
no, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you're stirring it up. No, I see what you're doing. You're stirring it up.
I
Going extra
love
Trey Lance.
I love Trey Lance. I really do. I want to see Trey Lance have success here. I want to see all of these quarterbacks have success. It just makes it for a better competition, But good job by the wide receivers today. A couple of them made some really good plays, and I felt like there's a lot more 7-on-7 stuff, Jeff. Not so much team stuff. I will make some comments about what I saw defensively from the defensive line. There was some times where we saw in the what they call the two-spot drill, where they have offense and defense going against each other, but at two different ends of the field. And so it's a little bit of lining up and seeing how they're going to react. It's not a full-on team period, but in two-spot, you got a little bit of Lawrence and Sam Williams flipping sides. So Lawrence playing as a right end, Williams playing as a left, and then vice versa on some certain packages. It looks like right now they got Leofau, the rookie out of Notre Dame. They got him playing a base. So when they were yelling base, 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 Overshown came off the field. Leofau went onto the field. A lot of Damone Clark today. So yeah, it was. I'll tell you another thing I like, Jeff, and I don't know how it appeared coming through Twitter.
Can I stop you before you do?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is a 68-year-old man rattling off a bunch of stuff. So go ahead.
No, but for people who like literally, we always see is what John Machota sends us for plays.
John does a great job with that.
So
God,
like,
he's a great follow. Him and
Kendricks,
Nick Harris, but Nick Harris is another good one too.
Oh yeah, Nick Harris is great. Cowboys.com. So Eric Kendricks is going to play. Are you saying Overshown is the other linebacker when they're in nickel?
That's what I was. It was when it was Clark, it was Kendricks, and it was Overshown, and then but Leofau got a lot of work today. I mean, like they say they were calling for the base, and he went on the field for the base defense, and I was encouraged by what I saw from him. Micah Parsons in coverage today. There was a time when and let me say this about Micah Parsons. It looked like I know his first practice. Micah Parsons practiced with some purpose today. He practiced like he'd been hearing you and I talk about him.
Micah doesn't have a turn down button on a football field.
Not
Micah
on
goes.
a football field. He carried John Stevens on a route one time, and John Stevens did a good job of separating from folk today. Big, tall guy, as we all know. Him and Britt Brown did a great job of rehabbing, getting it right. And like
Trayvon.
Yeah. Well, Trayvon started off a little. The closer he got to training camp, the more Trayvon got serious about. So he's over with Britt right now, and Todd Archer's reporting more sooner than later for him. But let me say on the opposite side, now that you bring up him, God, I got a lot of things going through my head right now. So
no, but that's perfect. What I want is you to just
I feel bad it's not organized here. I'm sorry about this.
No, it doesn't have to be. I'm the most ADHD person ever. The people on this channel know what's happening. We're going to go everywhere, but I just want you to spew out everything you saw at practice. That's what I want.
Yeah, well, thank you. The thing I saw was when they had on the other side, when you started to talk about opposite with no Diggs, right was the opposite corner. So then you got Bland, Lewis, and then right was the corner opposite.
How do you look? Is Kalen Carson going to steal that or hurry up?
I'll tell you what, Kalen Carson. There's a reason why when we were doing draft coverage that we talked about Kalen Carson.
I like him.
Yeah, I do too. And I know, man, what I need Kalen Carson to do, what I need every one of these rookies to do is just it's day one. Make day one great. Make day two great. Make day three great. Don't go out there and get lost. Don't go out there and have bad days. And Kalen Carson has got stickiness to him. We talk about that with Mike Zimmer. Really good stickiness to him, ability to play the ball. Bland played the ball really well today. There were a couple of times where he, and I'll say this, in 7-on-7, when this is no offense and defensive line involved. So all of a sudden, if you get quarterbacks that are having to move to make throws, that tells you a little bit about the guys in the blue shirts today. They did a good job when it came down to, okay, Cooks is trying to get open. Turpin's trying to get open. Brooks is trying to get open. And you're right. There's no CD Lamb. But that's not to say that Brooks, and those guys, that they played well today. I mean, like I say, I thought the two receivers that were battling, for a spot, for that second or third spot, I thought that they showed up. Tolbert showed up today, and I had some questions about Tolbert's mental toughness. And I know it's practice one. He practiced well today, and so did Brooks, and so did the secondary when it came to having a battle to get open and have to cover, and that part of it was really encouraging to me.
So if you're complimentary about the receivers, but you're saying the blue shirts had a good day, am I to read into that the offensive line had a bad day?
Well, no. Blue shirts had a good day because it was 7-on-7 period, so no offensive defensive line. So there was no team period except for two spot.
Okay.
But two spot's not an intense drill, but they go through plays and it reinforces where they need to be and stuff like that. So it's more of a teaching period. The 7-on-7 stuff, the offensive and defensive lines were separated, and hopefully here in the next coming days we'll have more team period where you'll get John Machota and Nick Harris and everybody talking about, oh, well, so-and-so did this, and, oh, Guyton got ran around, or, that. I will say this, though, the majority of the guys who were questionable practice guys because they were with Britt Brown during OTAs, the Schoonmakers, the Overshones, those guys, Mozzie Smith. I got an official weight on Mozzie Smith. He's 310 pounds.
He still looks small. He looks small.
Yeah, he's a kind of a shorter guy, but they've got him listed on our card here. They got him listed here as 328, but I got official word he's 310.
Okay.
Clarence Hill stopped by our radio position at 105.3 The Fan today and said, Mozzie ain't getting to be 329 anymore. He ain't doing that. He's put on more weight, but he's not going to be, and those days are not going to happen anymore. That's what Clarence was talking about. And I was like, okay, so we'll see how much bigger Mozzie gets, and then we'll see more practices where they're actually working together.
Two random guys that I'm curious about based on clips from the internet, Brian. And thank you, Ike, in the super chat, who said, love and appreciate anytime this duo gets together.
Thanks, and Ike. Appreciate you, man.
I guess I have four things. One, I see you flashing the ring. You're flashing the hell out of that ring, and that's good. I like that. Look at that.
I got to give myself some credibility on this show. I'm working with a host that's got a lot more credibility than me.
I have never had credibility in any way, shape, or form, and nor do I want it. Brian has a Super Bowl ring because he's a badass. And then also, yes, it's been noted in the comments that you are looking sleek. Looks like you bicked your head. You bicked it.
I did.
It looks good.
I completely shaved my head and I'm actually wearing sunblock on my face. So when you get old, you have to do a lot of things, and so I'm trying to keep myself together. This is gonna be a long haul, Jeff. Hey, yeah. I mentioned I got a rollaway bed for you over here.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
I mean, you need to stop asking me all these questions and show your face up out here. But I got a rollaway bed for you.
I'm a pads-on guy. They're not playing football yet. Right now, they're just running around with each other. I'm a pads-on guy.
You know what? It's funny. I'm doing these every time I think about this. And I did a show with Vach today, and I love Vach, and he reminds me. He goes, "First day of pads, Brian. First day of pads. I mean, not first day of pads. First day. First day. First day. First day. I'm like, yeah, you're right. First day. But we're all excited to talk about football here. But go ahead. I know you had a question. You had some comments. So sorry I distracted you. But I do.
No. I
do have a rollaway bed for you. I do got.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm gonna be in that thing. Yeah. Me and you. We're
gonna roll it to the rudder room, and we're gonna put it on the beach. Is what we're gonna do.
We're gonna bring so many ladies back to the room, Brian. We're gonna party, boy. So two guys that just in little
sandwich when that happens.
Yeah. Just in little clips I saw today.
Yeah.
I like the way John Stevens Jr. looks, tight end.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued by Ryan Flournoy, the wide receiver, just watching him move, just watching the way he moves. I'm intrigued by those two guys. What did you see today?
You like size. I could tell. You're a size guy, size speed. Yeah. I think to me that's I was worried about the learning curve for Flournoy. How steep would it be? And he looks comfortable. Maybe the OTA practices, the minicamp practices, the route running he got, the coaching he's been getting, I think all those things are showing themselves right now. As Vach would say, day one, but here we are. And your eyes did not deceive you in clips because the kid, he is so big. And you watch him move, and there is some fluidness to his game, and then Stevens coming off the injury. Stevens was going to make your team last year.
Can he be tight end too, or they invested in Schoonmaker too much that it's not even a thing?
I'll tell you that Schoonmaker was out there practicing. There was one time where he butted heads with with Parsons. Parsons snatched him. I mean, just two hands snatched him. And Scooney was trying to get those hands inside. And Parsons is like, not today here, young man. Grabbed him, went, threw him out of it. And you see kind of Schoonmaker kind of stumble a little bit after the play. But, he's these tight ends. This is a room that I've asked people around if you could go long at a position. Some people have mentioned the tight end position as maybe a spot that you might go a little long at. They used Hunter Lipke today, kind of like, and people are going to go, you're freaking out now, Brian. They used him a little bit how if you watch the 49ers play with Kyle Juszczyk.
Move, fullback tight end.
Yeah, where all of a sudden, whoa, wait a minute, what's Hunter Lipke doing in the slot? Oh, wait a minute, Hunter Lipke's coming in motion. Whoa, Hunter Lipke's stopping. Now he's backing up. Now he's putting his hand on the ground. Boom, balls. Now they got him as a point of attack blocker. So somebody was watching maybe they're watching San Francisco tape, and and I'm not saying that Hunter Lipke's Kyle Juszczyk.
Way better.
But I'll tell you what, Juszczyk, they said he's taking a pay cut, or he's going to take a pay cut. Yeah, that guy's valuable, man. I'd love to have Kyle Juszczyk blocking here. I think your running game would improve dramatically. But anyway, some of the use of how he, but your eyes on the clips you saw did not deceive you today.
Is it possible at all to get any sort of reading without pads on Brock Hoffman, Cooper Beebe,
yeah,
Uma Edoga, Tyler Guyton?
Man, I tell you what,
Hi, Kevin Gray. Thanks for being here, buddy. We love you.
Yeah. Hey, KG. I will say this. I was over in the VIP area. I was up in that tower area for the VIPs.
Of course you were.
Until I got kicked out.
Yeah.
And then, me, I had to act like that. Oh, I'm supposed to be here kind of thing. What? I'm not supposed to be, I wanted to say this. It's like $250 to sit over in that VIP area. It's shaded. There's drinks. There's a seat, you can see the whole field.
Oh yeah. It's nice.
And we're going to get a ruling on it tomorrow, whether we could be in there. We were in it last year, but I
go in there and steal snacks and drinks when people have their back to me. Oh, sorry. Don't let Whitney find out. I'm gonna get my credential yanked.
Whitney's doing good, by the way, Jeff. She's going to be happy to see you. She was having fun today with some of the conversations going on. But anyway, I'm over there watching, and first tweet off the practice field I have is, here's the offensive line. Chuma Doga is the left. They're working drills, and he was lining up. So the guys were all working together. So it was Hoffman at your center. And then Chuma Doga was the left tackle. We'll see how the rotation goes when they go into team. But it wasn't like, hey, throw Guyton in there at left tackle and see what happens. It was they went with the veteran left tackle off the jump day one. So
it grosses me out. And I was listening to the State of the Union thing, and I actually got a little bit excited because I've heard people talking about it. I've heard Bobby talking about it too, where he's like, don't be surprised if those are the two starters. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I heard Steven at the State of the Union talking about how Broaddus left, and I think it's very interesting that Steven learned Broaddus's name now that he's gone.
Now he's gone.
He was Broaddus the whole time he was here. Now that he's gone, he knows his name. Now that he
wanted $10 million a year, we had to learn his name.
Yeah, but he named Guyton and Beebe by name. We got guys that we think are going to be ready, and I'm like, okay, well then let them be ready. But whatever. NFL coaches love people who have been there, I guess.
It's been. They're going to put that on my tombstone. Died because he got in a fight with an NFL coach. With these guys, like I say, you figured with Hoffman that they could, a veteran center. Well, he's not really a veteran center. He's just really 1 year more than what you're.
Yeah.
But the thing with Guyton, man, it's so clear that they had a plan for drafting a tackle, and it's like they're so scared to put him at the LOT1, and it's coaches. That's what coaches do as a personnel guy. You're sitting there, you're like going, it's going to take an act of Congress to get my guy in there at left tackle, So we'll see how it plays. But those the rotation. The BB had some problems with some snaps today, with some shotgun snaps.
Oh, damn it, Cooper!
Yeah, so it's okay.
Come on, Cooper.
He'll get it right. But Hoffman does have just a little bit more game experience. We'll see how they play the rotation here in the coming days.
What are they doing with Zeke? Like, is McCarthy mentioned he doesn't need a bunch of reps or anything. So, like, are we getting to see Nathaniel Pete and Deuce Vaughn, or what are they doing?
Yeah, they tried to throw the ball to Deuce Vaughn over the middle today, and it got intercepted. It clanged his hands. It was a pretty interesting play because, like I say, when you looked at the way the coverage was and stuff, it was a check down from Lance. And he tried to fit it, and Johnson, the linebacker, was able to. The ball went up in the air
because Deuce screwed up, huh?
Yeah, it was like Trey kind of threw it on it's like he's standing 6 feet away from him and just threw him a bullet, and Vaughn's short anyway. And that ball, it kind of we got the Paris Olympics going on. If someone was there to spike it, it would have been a good point for the U.S. It went that high in the air, but it's. But that's the thing with Vaughn. It's funny, we interviewed Cooper Beebe today on 105.3 The Fan as our player guest, and he was talking about blocking for Deuce Vaughn and how much different it was and how good it was to see him. But they're trying to do some things with Vaughn. The OTAs, they were trying to move him around, trying to find a spot for him. Turpin's another. I asked you the question, which one of the little guys is going to? Those little guys tried hard today. But one of the results was a little guy interception. So
Stevens in the super chat, he said D-Law was walking Chuma up on deck and had to stop before he pushed him into him. Can you confirm?
Yeah, they were doing the this was the spot drill is what we're the 2-spot drill, and it's really not an intense drill. But the one thing that Adoga does have problems with, and that goes to what we're talking about. That's usually Adoga is the left tackle, so that would be a rush from the right side from Tank. But yeah, he's Tank. I'll tell you, Sam Williams has got some get off. John Machota and I were down there watching drills, watching Greg Ellis work, and man, Sam Williams can get off the ball when he wants to. He can come flat back and get around the corner. God, I was like, please, just let this happen more. Let him figure this thing out to where all of a sudden he is an effective pass rusher down after down after down.
Yeah, I just don't like running to punters, and if the ball's out, don't hit a guy later.
Yeah,
and
don't go low into a quarterback's legs when
yeah.
when Bland knocks the ball away on 3rd and 7, and you get off the field, and then all of a sudden they get another set of downs, and then it's a 12-play touchdown drive.
Dude, Sam is a splash play or a penalty waiting to happen.
He's got some David Irvin to him when you talk about length. And I was sitting there, like I was sitting with Machota. I'm like, God dang, this is when they draw up what a defensive end is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
This guy's got long arms, like he's a long body guy. He comes off the ball well, but he's like me with football intelligence, It's just not good.
You were a dumb football player, Brian?
No, there were times I was a thinking man's football player because I couldn't I had no talent. So you have to.
You had enough talent to go to LSU and play football, bro.
Yeah, you here to play football or go to school, son? That was the question I was asked one time.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. I'm glad that we had time to do this.
Let me look at my roster sheet real quick and see if there's.
Oh yeah, you got other stuff to rattle through. Rattle through it. I want to know everything.
They got Nealon playing end on the edge. Remember, we were worried that he might be a 3 technique guy.
Yeah. Is he playing?
He's playing the edge. Fahoko was playing inside. So that's a 3 technique situation.
Was Nealon mostly one side or was he both?
He was on the right. He was on the right side, is what I saw him.
Okay, so in theory, he could play. Okay, Tank on the left, him on the right, Micah moving around.
I saw Mike Zimmer was doing a lot of work with. Marquise Bell. They were running drills, and Zimmer pulled him aside and started coaching him up a little bit more. I'm interested to see Marquise Bell. I watched him on one of the reps. He that deep. He needs to react a little quicker. Like there were when you watched him pedal, he was kind of like reading, and then go. He needs to be, when he's playing that linebacker, he's down there near the ball, and he was reacting quick down in that area. So I think he just needs a little bit more, and that's why I think Zimmer was working with him. He was trying to kind of say, okay, a little quicker here, a little quicker. Peyton Hendershot actually had some plays today too, or he was involved. We've thrown a lot of dirt on Peyton Hendershot there. I don't know how he's probably not going to go away at all. He's going to try and compete and be the best he can there. I'm looking at more stuff here. I mentioned about Hunter Lipke kind of moving around. Trey Lance underneath check down stuff. I noticed that. Let me look at you asked about Ezekiel Elliott. He right off the jump, they hand him the ball. It's going to be a, it's like, it's not going to be like it used to be, where it was just ball was flying downhill and he was making a violent cut and stuff like that. He's a little bit slower. I mentioned about the secondary and how they lined up with the corner on the opposite side with Nahshon Wright. So I think we're covered up on there, Jeff. I think we got everybody that needs to be talked about was talked about today.
Hell yeah. Stay tuned to Bryan with all the things he does with Vach, with me on 105.3 The Fan from 2 to 7, all the different things that Bryan is doing. And he is in Oxnard, and he's got you covered. And I'll be there in a few days on the rollaway bed. We're going to crush it, bro.
It's right over here, right to my right. Yeah.
Right over there. Right over there.
Right over there.
All right. Everybody have a great night. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy. And I'm going to go get my pizza. It's at the door.